Alright, so this video is going to be probably based at a much younger audience. Maybe some older people will relate to it, but it's something that a lot of people go through after school, college, maybe uni as well. Yeah, maybe uni. But it's just like an event where you go from spending so much time with your friends every single day, you go to school, you share the same classes, you see them at break times, same for college and whatever. And then you sort of leave that life behind and you're transitioning into a new period of, I guess, adulthood or pre-adulthood. In you kind of just feel like you don't have much going on with your life, because I, to a degree, experienced this myself. I wasn't as affected by it as probably some people, because I'm an introvert. I enjoy my own company, but I feel like this is what made me enjoy my own company so much. But of course, before we get any further into the video, if you're not subscribed already, please do. Yeah, that's all I got to say on that. I appreciate the support. We're trying to build something special here, but yeah, carrying on. For me, I went to school. I had a very, very solid friend group, and I genuinely felt like we were gonna be boys for the rest of my life. It just seemed that way. Maybe parents they anticipate that it would happen because they experienced the same thing, but in my mind I was there like, there's no way we're not friends forever. Literally, school ended, we had that summer period. Yeah, the friend group was dropping like flies, and I was 16 when I finished school here in England. By the time I was 17, it was dead. It was dead and buried. Yeah, and it sort of came as a shock, but they all went to college, most of them. Nah, not even. I think only a couple of them went to college and a lot of them got apprenticeships, but that period from going from school to full-time work, is heavy. I don't think you anticipate how much harder work is. So if it was raining beforehand, if it was raining, I'm still going out and I'm playing football. I don't care. But I remember looking at the weather and that, boys, I'm not coming out. I'm not spending my weekends, standing in the pissing rain. That's not me. And yeah, I was never really going out ever. And my dad would be like, "Oh, why are you never out?" Giving me advice. He said you're young, you're only young once, go out and enjoy it. Obviously there was times where I'd go out, but rarely ever. I don't drink, so going to the pub wasn't really my thing. This is when I was 18, obviously. I'm 21 now. This was, a period of from 16 to 21, to present day. I was like, I just can't be fucked. It's just I've done it a couple of times. It's just the same. It's boring. It's a lot of hassle of trying to get back, because I live in not a town or nothing like that. I live in not a city, sorry, a town. So there's not any clubs that locally to me. That's not a 35-40 minute drive away, which is obviously it's a decent distance just to go clubbing. And yeah, this can lead to a lot of people feeling depressed. When I'm scrolling across social media, I see a lot of people talking oh yeah, I'm 18 years old, I have no friends, I don't do anything with my life. I feel all I do is work or college, and then I'm at home. Shit, I've even got the mic the wrong way round. And yeah, for me, from an outside point of view, when I was sort of in a rough place where I was genuinely not depressed, but I was very sad. Like, yeah, like it was a weird feeling. I'd never experienced it before, and I haven't ever experienced that feeling I was feeling since. For me, like, I knew something was missing from my life. I thought, oh, maybe it's socializing with people, so I'd go out and socialize, but that didn't do anything for me. That I'd done it, a handful of times. I was like, no, like, that is something else. And then, some of you guys may know the story. I started like a side hustle and feeding into like my ambition of wanting to do something great with my life. The weight was lifted off me instantly. I made a video on this probably a long time ago. Maybe it was one of like the first videos I've made, but you'll be able to find it. I just remember, like, it was such a weird feeling. I was like, fuck, that's like insane. So that had me thinking, like, how could I give you guys this advice? And it's like, my situation, I was going to the gym, going to work, coming home, and that was it. And then I wasn't really going out on the weekends. So then I'm there like, alright, like, what could it be for other people? And it's probably the same. It's probably like, you're not doing anything really with your life other than thinking about, like, how sad you are, how your life isn't ideal, because that's what I was doing. I wasn't trying to fix it. I was just like sitting in the rut. Like, I wasn't trying to climb out and, start moving the needle at all. It's like, oh, like, look at me, like, I'm so sad, blah 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 blah. You've got to do something, and you've got to take control of your own life. Don't become a victim of your situation. Don't just cope and just get by each day, because that's not going to help you. Like, whatever it is you want to do with your life, I'm not saying you have to go on, some generational run and do crazy things. Just whatever you want to do with your life, because I say all the time, people know what their dream life is. Even if it's not become a millionaire, become an influencer, become an athlete, a celebrity, all of this. Like, what your ideal life looks like. And you can start building towards that. Even if you're young, I always used to say to myself, like, I can't do anything. Like, no, I'm 17 years old. All I've got is an apprenticeship. I can't start a business. My situation was, I didn't know what I wanted to do in order to make a lot of money, because that was my ambition at the time. It still is now, but it's slightly changed. A lot of people, they know what their dream job is. They know what they want to do. They know what sort of life they want to be living when they're 40 or wish to be living. But you can start now. As like, don't just sit amongst it. If you want to travel. If you want to start a business. If you want to do YouTube, TikTok, do all of that. If you want to learn a trade, electrician, bricklayer, or become a hairdresser, whatever it is you guys want to do, just do it. Because then you start to build this self-confidence within yourself of like I'm actually doing something with my life. And on the weekends, you're still working towards this goal. It can even start in the gym. If you're like into self-improvement, much like I was, the first thing you need to do is start the gym. Even if you want to start a clothing brand or YouTube, I promise you, just start the gym, because that alone would teach you so much. Delayed gratification is the main one, but it builds a routine within your life. And to all my hustlers out there, don't just sit indoors. I know I'm sat indoors right now recording this video with the curtains closed when it's like 20 degrees outside. But this is for a short amount of time. Like, I've been to the gym. I'm going to play tennis with my brother. After this video, just don't become a cave goblin. Don't sacrifice your health and your well-being for this hustle, because then you'll burn out and the work you're doing won't be effective. And then when you burn out, you're going to be in a very bad place and you can't do anything. I experienced this. I was going to the gym, I was working my job, and I was boxing as well. Ended up putting myself in hospital because I was so ill, because I suffered with tonsillitis bad when I was young. And I think, I know for a fact I wasn't fueling my body enough to to fuel this lifestyle that I was doing. And then I was, even doing like side hustles and stuff like that. Then yeah, I ended up getting really ill. Yeah, don't do that. I see a lot of people make that mistake. Your health has got to come first, but yeah, take control of your life. That is the key message in this video. Is you know what your life wants to. You know what your life. You know what you want your life to look like. I can't get my words out then. So take control and drive it into that direction. Like, you're at the will. No one can tell you what to do with your life, and they can't take control, only if you let them. Don't just sit in amongst that sadness and that rut, because trust me, you're not gonna get better, and you're gonna be wasting key years of your life. You think you're sad until you start doing stuff, and then you're like, what is I actually sad about? Like, don't drink poison just because you're thirsty. Okay? That is a fact. Don't hang around the wrong people just because, like, that friendship group you thought was going to last a lifetime broke down. Like, it's life. Everybody goes on and cracks on with their life. But don't start doing the wrong things just because you're desperate. Like, use it as a blessing, because actually as you can really work on yourself and build a relationship with yourself, which is the main relationship you need to be working on, because all you got is yourself on a day-to-day basis. Like, you spend the most time with yourself. Okay, so make sure that relationship is great, is strong. No one can break that, because no matter what happens in your life from that moment, nothing will really affect you, because you know who you are as a person. You understand yourself. You got that inner belief and confidence that you are a good person and you're doing good in this life, which I'm sure you guys are. And yeah, just take control and everything else will be okay. I'll catch you guys in the next one.